So you want to work in the fashion industry, you want to work in journalism, you want to be an editor. Sis, I've got you. So I interned at a fashion magazine as a writer for quite a while. I'm still interning. It's been about 4 months, and it's nothing like the movies, so don't be scared. It's actually quite a laid back industry, which I didn't think it was. It's quite chill. It's it's not that deep, and I like that about it. So my start of my career starts when I started emailing people and messaging people and started networking in general when I was around 16. And I did that for about 2 years, 3 years, yeah, since I was 16. And a lot of times I messaged like hundreds of people and I didn't get any responses. And once I dropped out of university, because gap year, we love that. Law school dropout. Anyways, so once I dropped out of university because I wanted a break from education, I started to reapply to like jobs and stuff and like internships. And let me tell you this, I applied to about 100 places, and some of these places had like 500 followers, some of these magazines, and they still didn't take me. They didn't reply to me. I didn't even get one reply from any place. And I sent out my CV and everything. So I feel like taking the traditional route of applying to places, you're not likely going to get in. And that is the harsh truth. If you don't network in this industry, you're not going anywhere. And you're not getting these jobs because it's so competitive. I applied for a job recently, and it's a minimum wage job, and 360 applicants for one job. And it's not even a big magazine, it's like got 170k readers. It's not even big. Oh, I dropped my tea. I've got COVID, and I've been stuck in my room for like 5 days, so I'm kind of going crazy. Yeah, one of the places I got rejected from was a South Asian magazine that was built for South Asians in the London area who were taking on basically everybody. And they even rejected me. They had 800 followers. Violation. I reached out to this one editor in, I believe, the summer of 2021. And we talked and she gave me some advice. And I asked her if I could intern. And she said she hasn't got any places available. And, she is not taking on any interns. So I was like, cool, whatever. I reached out to her after about 4 months again, asking if I could intern with her now because of COVID. She said I couldn't intern, and the answer was still no. But she gave me this email of this editor who manages the internships at the magazine, which was Sean Magazine, which I don't know whether it's pronounced Shun or Sean. I'm dyslexic, so I can't actually read it. I don't know how I'm a writer. I finessed my way through that. Yeah, so she gave me the email and I sent him an email. Now, what I found out was they don't really care about your CV. They want to see your portfolio, so some writing material. And I didn't have any, but luckily this writer was like, editor was like, I'm gonna give you this email of this press release and you need to make it more interesting. And if I like it, then you can get the role. And if he said, although there was some mistakes, he still saw some potential. So he was like, you can get hired. So basically, formal internship, I think, because it wasn't advertised. It was basically you go to someone, and if they like you, they can have you as an intern. I'm unfortunately not getting paid. People in the fashion industry barely get paid. The reason why they're all so slashy and like so bougie is mainly because they're working in the fashion industry and you have a certain personality when you're working in the fashion industry. And secondly, you also get PR. Some people do, some people don't. What I've been handling is more of the cultures section of the writing section, and it's basically celebrity interviews when TV shows come out. I get like the D-list celebrities. They're not even really famous. No celebrity that I've like dealt with has had like 1 million followers. It's all like 800K. Kind of sad, but also happy. I also worked on art releases and stuff like that. And although the editor did promise me some fashion material, I still haven't gotten any, which I'm cool with because I quite like doing the interviews because they're easy. They're easy-ish. It's like stalking, but you get clout for it. Working as an editor, how are you gonna get there? Well, when you're an editor, I think people don't take this seriously, but you're basically editing stuff, and I didn't clock that until like I watched my boss do stuff. Now the writer is gonna write the material, and you're gonna edit it. Any grammatical mistakes, anything like that, and then the interview goes to the celebrity, and they come back with their answers, and the editor's gonna edit that too. And then before they send it out, the editor's gonna edit that too. And all of this, they don't get their name put on the actual, like, they don't get clout for it. You don't get clout for all the editing you do. The writer's name just goes on it. There's times when the whole of my paragraphs have been changed for like reasons to fit in with the magazine more or something like that, and the writer and the editor does not get any mention. It's just my name that gets the byline. And you have to realize that you're going to be doing so much more work, and you're not going to get the name at the end of it. I mean, however, the advantages of being an editor is that you have a stable job, you're no longer a freelancer, and you're basically your own, like, you basically get to pick the more interesting stories that you want to write about. And if that's more up your alley, then go for it. But here's also the thing. The way to becoming an editor is quite hard. So first of all, you don't need to go to university to be an editor. They don't actually check your CVs anymore. So a lot of time you're going to be applying to these positions, and they're not even going to probably know that you went to university, because all they care about is your portfolio. So not saying that you shouldn't go to universities, because a lot of these people who are editors did English at, like, you know, Oxford or something like that, in Cambridge. But it doesn't really matter that much anymore. It's more accessible in the position. I also got told was these positions in the fashion industries are quite interchangeable. So you can become a creative director, designer. As long as you're in the industry, you're gonna start getting more clout. So how do you get into the industry? So first of all, you have the editor route. So you want to be an editor at a fashion magazine, you start by writing your articles and stuff, and like going to places, becoming a freelancer for quite a few years before you eventually land your editor job. So you would need to build a portfolio. So if you're in university, I would recommend you getting an internship and stuff like that, so you can get these articles out, because these are what's gonna land you the job. But also networking is important. I recommend you going to events, like magazine events. Now there's one event in London, it's called Mission State Magazine, and it's a new magazine company that's just launched, and they do events and they do parties, and you can get invites to them. You just have to message them. And yeah, so basically, and you can meet celebrities there as well. and influencers, yeah, so hooking you up for famous friends. Yeah, and other things like that. I think just message people, email people, and you'll get there eventually. Someone would say yes. Cute. I think if it wasn't for like women of color in the fashion industry, I definitely would not have gotten any opportunities. It's a very like tight industry, but there's quite a lot of nicer people in it. I think I'll make another video about the toxicness of it, because there's also that bit that I'll talk about. Okay, bye bye. My mom's calling me. I hope you enjoyed that. I haven't filmed in a very long time. Cute.